Morning, everyone. It's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. It is Monday, the 28th of September, 2020. I should know what this date is. It's the day before my husband's birthday, and I still have to go out and buy him a birthday present. Yeah. Anyway, this is a regular floss tube update. I will be talking about cross stitch, and I will be showing 4 finishes and projects and new stuff, and I have to address the giveaway winners from not the last video, but the video before, the 3-year floss tube anniversary and all that stuff. But before I get into all of that, I do want to address my last video, and I'm going to keep that part as short and sweet as I possibly can. My last video was the one where I talked about what I was dealing with because of the Pacific Northwest fires, specifically the Santiam fire. And I know it was hard to watch. It was hard to record, obviously. But so many people, so many more people watched that video than I thought would, and the comments that were left to me. I think the very first comment, the lady wrote, "If you need to talk, I need to listen." Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who told me that you cried with me. I'm sorry that you did. I really, really am. But the love that I received from all of those comments means the world to me. And I just wanted to say thank you. I have one sad thing to say about the fires. And it's kind of funny in a really morbid kind of way. But I've talked about my fish that I keep out in the rain barrel. They're all called the Freds because I named them after my dad. His name was Fred. He didn't have any grandchildren named after him, so I named my goldfish Fred. He wasn't amused. I was. Anyway, I talked about one day during the fires when I fed the hummingbirds and I took the picture of the spider web because it was covered with ash. And I said that I was surprised that we still had 2 Freds in the rain barrel because there was ash all over the top of the water. I had Mark turn the cover over the rain barrel. We use an old fire pit cover because it fits perfectly over the plastic liner that's inside the whiskey barrel. We use that to keep the raccoons out. That first day, I had Mark flip it over so that the dome went under the water. So just in case any animals came through our yard, if they needed water to drink, they could. We didn't think anybody would because of the ash in the water, but you know, we were trying to be nice. Anyway, after all was said and done, I went outside one morning and that fire pit cover was in the walkway. And I wondered to myself, why would Mark take it off? So I went over and I looked at it. And the water was nice and clear because we'd had some rain. And because the water was nice and clear, I could see that the bricks that were inside the rain barrel had been moved around. Sorry, bubble there. The bricks had been moved around. The bricks are what support the tower when I put the tower in there so that the fish can swim up into the tower. And the Freds were gone. The raccoons figured out how to pull that fire pit cover off, and the Freds became sushi. I was pissed. So flippin' pissed. My Freds survived the fire, and the raccoons ate them. Pissed. Okay, that's it. It's not all I'm going to say about the fire because I have to make references back to that week in the video, but we're going to talk cross stitch now. How's that? Okay. The video before that, I had said that I was going to do 3 giveaways for my 3 years of recording floss tube videos. And they got put in this bag, one of my bags, and packed out in the car. It was another one of those things that I was going to be damned if these burned up, because I had offered them up as giveaways. Yeah. So they were packed out in the car. The first one that I was offering up for a giveaway was a Bags Plus Floss Buddy with 10 skeins of DMC floss in it. The key word for that one was Stitchy. Sorry, I know who I am. Really, I do. Was Stitchy. And when I did the random generator yesterday, Rose Morrill. This is yours. Okay. The second one was this pattern. This is Witch's Brew by Brenda Gervais with a piece of 32 count legacy linen. The word for this one was witch, and the winner is Kimberly Butler. And the last one was for the folio style journal that I made. And for this one, you had to use the number 42. And this one is going to Cindy Gaudet, Gaudet. Anyway, I'm leaving my email down below and my Instagram, StitchyWitch42. Send me a message within the next 2 weeks so I can get these goodies mailed out to you. And thank you all for participating with that. Okay. Want to start with FFOs? I do. Okay. I think it's going to be an okay morning. Okay. I had purchased Did you want me to be prepared? No. No. Okay. I had purchased a piece of Picture This Plus. No, not Picture This Plus. The Primitive Hare linen. Dark Spells. A while back when I was up at Acorns. And then, I don't know if it was that same visit or not, I got the 2019 Autumn Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And inside of it is this pattern by the Primitive Hare, Enter If You Dare. So I stitched this. I thought it was finished. I posted pictures on Instagram. I posted pictures on the couple of groups that I belong to on Facebook. And it was, I think, later that evening or maybe the next day that I noticed one of the groups, the Pacific Northwest Stitchers, had that image as their cover photo. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh, somebody else stitched it besides me. And I looked at it again and I thought, no, that's mine. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. They used my stitching as the cover photo for Pacific Northwest Stitchers. And then I kept looking at it and I realized it wasn't done. I posted it as being finished and it wasn't. Oops. I'm glad they posted that picture as their cover photo because I might not have realized that I hadn't finished it. So I did. I went and I grabbed it and I finished stitching it. And what I had left off on it were these lines on the letters. On all of them. So needless to say, this is my finished piece. The Primitive Hare, Enter If You Dare. I just mounted this on 2 pieces of foam core. Yeah, that's it. Foam core. I know what I'm trying to say. It's mounted on 2 pieces of foam core, and I had a rather difficult time getting this piece lined up because generally I use pins and tape to do my finishing. Works best for me. I've struggled every time I've tried to do the lacing, so I stick with pinning and taping. And I usually start by putting a pin up here and a pin down here and a pin here and a pin there, and I work and work and work and work. This corner was ending up way down here. So I redid it, took all the pins out, and I started by pinning my corners first, lining them up with the foam core behind it and pinning the corners, and then going back and doing what I regularly do to it. When I got done taping this onto the back of it, I then took thread and did a whip stitch on each of the corners on the back to pull it really, really tight. And I've got nice, very, very nice corners on this that line up with the printed fabric. You know I can't say the words when I do the videos. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder why I try. I then took a second piece of foam core. I lined it with this fabric that has the skulls all around them, and they glow in the dark. Yeah, they glow in the dark. There's a picture on Instagram. Check it out. The back of it, I just used a piece of scrapbooking paper and one of the envelopes that are seed bags that I can make. And there's a card in here that has all the information on this. This will be going in the entryway into the crafting burrow. First FFO. Okay. So during that week that we were wondering whether or not we were going to be evacuating, I don't remember what day. I have no clue what day anything happened that week. It just happened. I decided that I needed to stitch something. So I went upstairs and I grabbed this magazine. And I'm going to do this the right way. Find where my pictures are at. I decided that I was going to do some stitching. And that was the first one I did. I needed something simple to stitch on, something to try to focus my brain on anything else that was happening besides what was happening. And this pattern, one color, 310 black. I had picked out a scrap of Aida that I had upstairs, 14 count Aida. I'm pretty sure it's Cyprium. It's the Aida that was left over when I cut down my plague doctor and made it into the pillow. So I got this one stitched. And that only took a couple of days. So then I had to do something else. And I had this piece of fabric that I was working on. So I thought, well, I'll find something else in this magazine that is a similar size, and I'll stitch it too. So then I stitched Misty Pursel's Cattle Lantern. This is the one that the border kicked my butt. I'm telling you. And then I got that one finished. I got that one finished on a Monday, last Monday, while I was doing a Zoom stitch meetup with my friend Sharon. And I said, I have enough fabric left here to do something else. And she happened to have the same magazine sitting next to her. And she opened it up and she goes, well, why don't you do this one, October 31st? So I did. So I have all 3 of these finished. I'm going to show you the second one first because it was the first one that I finished. Misty Pursel's Cattle Lantern. On the pattern, the border is supposed to have a scalloped edge, and you're supposed to leave a little space in each scallop to do a different orange. a light orange, a dark orange, all the way around it. When I started stitching that one, it was late at night. I didn't see the symbols in the second scallop, so I stitched the second scallop all black. And then I did the corner. That kicked my butt because I made it one stitch too far out, and then I took it back, and then I missed a stitch, and I unpicked that corner 3 or 4 times that night before I finally got around and I started working down on the side. Then I went to bed. When I got up and I looked at it and I looked at the pattern, I realized I'd made the mistakes on not leaving the openings on the scallops for each one. So I decided to continue the way I'd stitched it. And I like the way it looks because I think it looks more like lace. That corner got stitched a total of 5 times because when I got all the way around the border back to where I started, I was a stitch higher because over on that first side I missed a stitch. This pattern is simple. It really is. But yeah, my brain just had the hardest time dealing with it. But I think it turned out gorgeous. I changed the colors on the face because the green eyes just weren't speaking to me. But when I changed them, I loved it. I left off the star and the moon. And then I went shopping. Today is Monday. I did this Friday. I went shopping Friday at the local variety store because they have a fabric section. And I found this fabric. This is the back of my pillow. And I thought, this fabric is going to look cute because my whole idea was I was going to take a row of this and use it on the front, and then I was going to take a row like this and use it on the top, and a row here, and I was going to frame it. I kind of sort of did. Yeah, I kind of sort of did. I mean, you can see it up here, but this is Cattle Lantern, my version of it. These are the scallops that were supposed to have the empty spaces like these, and they were supposed to be filled in with the dark orange and the light orange. I used DMC colors, and I was just pulling them out of my Halloween Village. So the darker orange is 720, which was her called for DMC. I grabbed a medium orange and a lighter orange, and I kind of did my own thing. And then to give it a more variegated look in the center, I took the lightest orange and I gave my pumpkin freckles. And then I filled it in with the medium orange. So this was the first of, I refer to them as my Wildfire stitches, that was fully finished. Misty Pursel's Cattle Lantern. The second one I finished. I want to show you the picture in the magazine again because I really, really liked the finish on this one. The model was stitched on white, and they used a black and white ribbon, and they ruched it. They ruched it. I tried. I failed. Yeah. So, come up with an alternate way to finish it. When I used to stitch before I ever did floss tube, this is true confessions here, people. True confessions here. When I used to stitch before I did floss tube, when I was done with the pattern, I'd throw it away. When I was done with the mill hill kit, I'd throw everything away. Pick yourselves up off the floor, people. It's okay. I've changed my ways. I started saving all the beads from the mill hill kits because I watched Rhona. She had shown these containers that she bought at Michael's, and I went and bought them, and I started sorting all my Mill Hill beads. And So I have kept all my beads since then. I sort them out as soon as I'm done with the pattern. I give away the patterns. I don't throw them away anymore. Even though I've colored on them, unless it's really badly colored, I still give them away. And I decided that my October 31st was going to have a beaded trim on it. So, get close again. This is October 31st, or 31 October, and that is the bead finish on it. The fabric I used on the back was some of the fabric that Anna had sent me. It was the fabric I used on the back of the Plague Doctor. I did some fussy cutting, and I got a chandelier because I liked the black and white on that. It goes with the black and white trim of the beads. I love the way this turned out. And it's real simple. I took 3 beads. Again, it's stitched on Aida. Took 3 beads, sewed them on at a diagonal. I did black, white, black. The next one was white, black, white. I alternated. And the funny thing is if you look at it, it looks like the beads are slanted this way, but they were stitched this way. Second of my Wildfire starts and finishes. I have a fly in the house. And the third finish was the first one I stitched. This was Witchy Halloween. I didn't write down who did them. Yeah, I have the magazines. I'm not looking. There's We Wish You a Happy Halloween. I used Lady Dot trim on this. I used the glow-in-the-dark skulls on the back of it. So there you are. These are my 3 Wildfire starts and finishes, which makes 4 FFOs for this week. Alrighty then. I have projects to show you that I've worked on. I have some things that I've bought that I want to share with you. What shall we do first? I don't know. How about projects? All right. Cour-e Batakur, Halloween and cross stitch. This is one that I started a while back. Michelle, who is Maine Moose Mom. Moose is a little dog. She is the one who sent this to me. I have been working on this slowly. This dress takes a lot of thinking. And I know that there's a mistake in there and it's staying. There's mistakes in everything, so they just stay anymore. But I've been working on that dress very, very slowly. This is on 36 count fabric, and I have to use the magnifier in order to see this. So it doesn't get as much love as it should, but it got some. It got some. The next thing that I pulled out this is Keslin's Wicked Web. This web is being personalized. That's what I'm going to say about that. I know I made a mistake somewhere down here on the purple of Wicked. It's a half a stitch longer, so I had to make adjustments on the web all the way across down here. And somewhere over here, I missed a stitch. It's a web. Fly. There is a fly in my house. Anyway, that is Wicked Web. I like the way that is turning out. The needle minder was given to me by Becca, Sambry Stitches. So that got some attention this week. Something else that got attention this week is something that I haven't worked on for 3 months. Since June. Yeah. If you remember, last year I finished stitching my third Alphonse Mucha, the Moon. And I ended up giving that one away to my friend Lori McCleary. She lives over in Sisters, Oregon. I live here in Silverton, 15 miles east of Salem. She contacted me because she had taken the Moon in to be framed at Craft Warehouse in Salem, and because of the wildfires, Highway 22, which is the route that she would take to come over, is closed. So she asked me if I would go pick it up for her, and I did. And it is gorgeous, and I'm not going to show it because it's not mine to show. While I may have stitched it, it belongs to Lori. And she does videos, and when she gets it, I'm sure that she will show it in one of her videos. So you're just going to have to wait to see how the Moon turned out. But it's pretty. It's so pretty. Anyway, because I went and picked that up for Lori yesterday, I realized I really need to get some time on my Mucha. And the one that I am stitching on for myself is Morning Awakening. This is what she is going to look like. And again, I think that she is going to be absolutely stunning. This is my fourth Alphonse Mucha. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to turn it around to face my floor stand. Hold on. Okay, I think I have this pretty even in the screen. I've actually got all of the first 4 pages completely done now. I still had some stitching to do in this area yesterday. I did almost all of this, and I finished off that part. I am now moving on to the next 4 pages. So if you look at this picture right here, I think that's what I have done. In my next 4, her face should start showing up. Again, I think she is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I love Alphonse Mucha. I mean, seriously, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Alrighty then. I had to take a bit of a pause there. I have a cramp in my toe. It hurts. Seriously, toe cramps. Who knew those would be a thing? But yeah. All right. So before I show you my next piece and the last piece that I'm going to show today, I have to share with you something that I bought. I've been stitching with Sharon, who is a regular viewer of my videos. We've been stitching together every other Monday for a couple of months now, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know her better. Last Monday, when we were stitching, sorry, toe cramp. Last Monday when we were stitching, right after we were done with that, she sent me a message and said, go check these out. So I went and checked out what it was that she had told me to go check out. These are silicone magnetic ties, and this is how they came. And they're magnetic, and they stick really, really well. The reason she told me to try them out is because I had asked, how can I keep the fabric for my Halloween village afghan? how can I contain it? Because it's a huge piece of fabric. It's going to be an afghan. So I ordered those from Amazon, and I'll put the link down below. And this is what they look like. I'm showing you the back of my afghan here. They are covered with silicone, so they're not going to leave marks on the fabric. But there's one magnet on the front, there's one magnet on the back. I have the fabric rolled up. I put 4 on this side because I have more fabric on this side. I'm working on page 4. And they're working fantastic. So check them out if that's something that, you need some way of containing a large amount of fabric. So let me pause the camera, take my afghan off the Q-snaps, and I'll show you where I'm at. Wow, it was like getting undressed and redressing the star. So I think that's all in the screen. That is how much I have gotten done on my Halloween afghan. And I love this so much. This is why I haven't been spending any time with my Mucha, because I love this. Look at this. This is the upper corner, and all those branches there. They look so gorgeous. So gorgeous. The pumpkin is done. The white in the pumpkin is glow in the dark. This is the top of the Halloween banner. I think there's 5 or 6 shades of yellow in just this section. Some more branches around that pumpkin. The first crow. The center pumpkin. The 2 stars underneath. And that's where I'm at. I am working on page 4 of 30. And yeah, I'm looking through the material to see. I think I've got it all on the screen again. I love working on this. It is so much fun. And I'm telling you, these magnetic ties, they're helping so much, because I took the fabric and I rolled it so that I had the back side out, and then I attached those magnets to the fabric, and they hold it nice and snug. They're not really in the way. They don't add weight. That's nice, because I've got this much fabric. I don't need to add weight. I think that they're going to work really, really well for me. I know I posted this on Instagram and Facebook, and there were a lot of people going, adding to cart, adding to cart, adding to cart. Go add it to your cart. Alrighty. So, over the last couple of weeks, months, whatever, I've been doing some purchases, and I keep forgetting to find things and put them together to show you. So I have some purchases to share with you if you want to stick around. I think I have them all this time. Who knows? Things have been rather crazy around here, and so there you go. So in no particular order, I had decided that I needed some more needle minders. So I went to Mad for Minders, and I got these 3. Normal people scare me. Who's normal? This one, which is the sun and the moon. And then some Harry Potter spells and hats and glasses. Birdcage. Because. I have received some wonderful cards from some friends. Daleen Wilson, so grateful, sent me this lovely card. Deanna Ellett, she was the one that won the Mill Hill kit, and I mailed it out to her. That Tuesday morning, the first day that we were dealing with the fires, I took my exchange package for the Stitcher's Coven, my exchange piece. I took that Mill Hill kit out. I took one other piece of mail out because, again, if we had to evacuate, I wanted those things out and going to who was getting them. Deanna sent me a beautiful card. Thank you so much. I also received, I am in the Facebook group What Whip that Melanie Watson started at the beginning of this year, and I have been failing as a participant of that group so badly all year long. The pieces that I had listed as the ones that I wanted to work on this year, I haven't been working on them at all. But we're in teams, and my team is Team 9, or as we like to call ourselves, Team 9 3/4. And she sent me a beautiful card. She also sent the same, I don't know if it's the same card, but she also sent a card to the other members. And in it, she sent a pattern. It's a 2020 freebie, so I think I can get away with showing it. I think this is cute, and I am going to be stitching it. It's a little tombstone. Here lies Myra Maines. Myra Maines. I loved it. I'm stitching it. And of course, inside the card, she gave me a fantastic witch. It's kind of fat and chunky, like me. All right, I purchased some patterns. I think I've shown those two before. I did the Abbey Rose designs. Merry Christmas. I bought the companion piece, Believe in the Magic of Christmas. So I will be stitching that one. I bought one from Darling and Whimsy Designs, my friend Deanna. This is the Quirky Quaker Puffin. The last time I was up at Acorns and Threads, it was kind of like a group thing. Everybody said, you have to stitch this one. So sure, yeah, I can do that. It is Erica Michaels' Be Like a Crow. And I guess there's 4 different ways that 4 different suggestions for how you can stitch this piece. So, and there's a berry. So. Then I got Willow Hill Samplings Autumn Alphabet. This was a no-brainer for me to get, and yes, I realize it's kind of sort of a sampler. What exactly is a sampler? How do you define what a sampler is? Excuse me, hiccups. Anyway, I got this one specifically for the blue pumpkin. A few years ago, the first time I tried growing pumpkins myself, I found a type of pumpkin that was called Once in a Blue Moon pumpkin, and it was a blue-gray color. So when I saw this pattern, yeah, and I think for, what's the stitch-along thing that's going on starting October 1st? The one to raise money for, I'm bad. I watch, I listen. I don't remember. Stitch a Pumpkin in October 1. Yell louder, I can't hear you. I will be starting this one. I think I have fabric. It's suggested on 40 count. Whew. Maybe, I don't know. I have one piece of 40 count. I don't know. And then I bought something for myself. You all know who Leslie Hurley is, don't you? Fat Cat Flossing. The lady with the cute, fluffy kitties. Oh my God. I love those kittens. Love those kittens. Every time she does a video on Instagram, I am there staring at the kittens. I want to play with the kittens, yeah. She makes project bags. She showed this fabric, and she showed either a purple top or a green top. And I just said, me please. And she goes, which color top do you want? I said, I don't care. They are both gorgeous. I love both colors. So I ordered this bag from her. And I think it is absolute. Look at this fabric. Just look at this fabric. And yes, I know that there's spiders in there. I've decided that on all the pieces that I stitch that have a spider web in them and have a spider dangling from the spider web, where that spider is dangling is where I'm going to start putting my initials instead. Can't get away from them. I took pictures of them outside, as long as they don't come in the house. I watched her last video, and she was watching a spider play on her wall across from her, and I was screaming at her to kill it. Don't tell me that they're beneficial. I know they're beneficial. They're beneficial if they're outside. It's the rules in this house. Anyway, I bought that. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I get to use it now. And I think that I've shown you everything that I have purchased in the last, well, not everything. I still have stuff coming to me in the mail because Vicky Stitch and Buttons posted a project bag. I don't need any more project bags. I have way more project bags than I'm ever going to use. But Vicky posted one, and so I ordered it, and she said I was bossy. But she's sending it to me. Yeah. I've ordered some fabric from Bestitch Me, but apparently she's getting really, really busy, so that I'm waiting for that to show up. I ordered something else just the other day. I don't remember what it is. It'll show up. When it shows up, I'll share it with you. Kind of works that way. Anyway, to the 3 ladies, again, who won my giveaways for my 3-year floss tube anniversary, Rose Morrill, Kimberly Butler, and Cindy Gaudet. I hope I'm pronouncing all of them correctly. My email is down below. My Instagram is StitchyWitch42. Send me a message within the next 2 weeks with your address. I will get those out to in the mail to you. And until then, live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.